remind ourselves of our responsibilities, as has employees of Parliament, especially the Department of Communications, and our partners, the Uganda Parliamentary Press Association. We needed to refresh our minds on the rules of our engagement, our expectations, because we all serve the common good. We needed the media to understand that there are rules and regulations. They are not necessarily meant to curtail the operations, but to make the operations at Parliament structured. For instance, we have a dressing code. There is expected behavior when in the House. The Speaker is chairing. There is certain decorum we need in the House when the Speaker is chairing. Interaction generally with the members of Parliament. We can interview them, but respect them as elected members of the people. Stick to professionalism. These are the issues we are bringing. Respect starts right at the gate. We are not going to curtail how you do your work, but we do it according to the agreed norms. That was the purpose of the interaction. And I think it went on well.
Director, you highlighted a number of issues that parliamentary journalists should take note of in order to do his work or her work effectively. You talked about the dressing code. You talked about how to do enough research about the issues we are going to talk about. You talked about consultation and also to avoid being emotional and a number of issues. What were you trying to mean?
One, I was simply trying to share with us that, in the information overflow now, social media, bloggers, literally, social media has epitomized the highest form of freedom of expression that the world has ever witnessed. But I also caution that if we go with the freedom without responsibility, we risk rupturing social cohesion, social norms, and we risk sliding into anarchy. So, in this kind of situation, I'm trying to place the role of a professional journalist to be the navigator, to be the stabilizer, to be the most fair, to be the most informed, such that the public is given what is accurate, what is fair, what is balanced. Because, and I warned journalists, in this time, let us not risk becoming hitmen and hitwomen. If journalists become hitmen and hitwomen, we risk to have media mob justice. And mob justice is not justice. And I referred to how mob justice made the country lose a star. We saw how Lucky Dube's fans killed him without knowing he was the one. That is not I'm giving journalists. That you can hit someone who's actually your ally. If you don't exercise journalistic restraint, professional commitment, we risk sliding a world into anarchy. Because then a hitman does not have rationale. They are driven by hate amplification.
Have you tried to put in place efforts to help journalists reporting at Parliament so that they can become better?
These are the efforts that we need to keep talking. We need to keep comparing notes. We need to keep improving. As Parliament and as the media. The improvement should be on both sides, because the common goal is the public benefit. And that's why I warned, it cannot be possible that government is always wrong. it is good to hold government to account. But accountability does not mean not acknowledging the positive milestones. If we do that, and I call that appreciative inquiry, appreciate the efforts thus far and suggest what can be done better, there our journalism will stop the social media, anger, hate, and mob justice. People will seek credible information from credible journalists.
You have talked about journalists portraying positive publicity about their parliament on behalf of the people they serve. What were you trying to point at?
I've not said, oh, become PROs for parliament. No. I am saying, in informing the people about their elected representatives, let us see the good, the bad, and the ugly at the same time. Let's not focus on the bad and ugly when the good is already there. And the purpose for holding parliament to account is for continuous improvement. It should not be for destruction of parliament. For there can never be a good democracy without parliament.
How is the independence of the media at parliament as the public relations officer at parliament?
Well, you are here reporting in parliament. I have never determined your story angle. I have never determined what story you capture. I only ask, in capturing your stories, be fair, accurate, and balanced.
You are now serving under the new leadership of Right Honorable Jacob Obore as the new speaker. What achievements have your office registered under the leadership of the former speaker, Anita Mo?
We continue doing our work as it's supposed to be. I'm not the one to assess my achievements. We serve Parliament, the institution. And many things were done by the previous Parliament. We expect many good things to be done by this Parliament. Because a Parliament only serves for 5 years and a new one comes. So, right from every Parliament in Uganda's history has made a contribution to advancement of democracy, to advancement of governance. So the previous Parliament have played their part. It is our duty now to ensure that the 12th Parliament makes even a greater contribution.
As we conclude, how is your office intending to improve the working relationship with the WUPA?
Our relationship has been very good. Fortunately, we haven't had a bad relationship. We only hope to continue our consultation, our sharing, and we all offer service to the same public differently.
I heard you talking about the WUPA circle. As Parliament, do you intend to have to extend some support to WUPA circle so that the journalists can also, besides covering Parliament, but also they can improve their welfare, so that they can desist from being bribed by their sources at Parliament?
Wow, the welfare of journalists is a bigger national debate, but for now, it's a matter I can bring to the attention of my leaders for their consideration.
What are you talking about if you point at the welfare of journalists in this regard? Because you are also a veteran journalist.
The welfare of journalists is threefold. One, it starts with the state of the media industry. What it is it offering? Is it nurturing talent in the media? Is it facilitating it well? If not, why? Is it concerned about it? If not, why? Two, it becomes a state matter. General about employees, because journalists are also workers and they are working for public good. But Where are the groups to bring these issues to the attention of government? I welcome you to bring the issues to the attention of the Speaker, Jacob, but it should be an industrial kind of approach so that it's able to analyze what are the issues. Is there anyone taking leadership in the media? I'm not sure. 3, at the personal level. Journalists, high value till they earn. We must agree that we should know how to use personal finances. I'm told in Uganda, Kamu, Muganda.
One by one makes a band.
That's in Uganda. Kamu,
Gwe Muganda.
Even the little we get, can we prioritize saving? Can we prioritize investment? Can we be futuristic in our expenditures today? Rather than saying we are poor and poor and poor. It's a struggle. So those are the 3 areas. The industrial level, government level, because journalists are citizens, journalists are workers, but the government will listen to organized groups. So who then organizes journalists? I leave that to you. The last one is at the personal level. Kamu, Muganda.
You also talked about the issue of respect to our sources, especially members of parliament here where we serve. Yes, what were you trying to put across?
What I'm saying, you may as a journalist be more informed than the member of parliament. You may be more educated than a member of parliament. However, your higher education, your being informed, should recognize that a member of parliament is elected by the citizens of Uganda. He holds a legal mandate to be the spokesperson of the interests of the people who elected them.
In that regard, you also pointed out politics. Parliament is a political arena where interests keep changing. What are you saying?
So when you report in Parliament, Parliament is the highest arena of politics. All political interests are at play. And I warn journalists, be discerning. Sometimes be removed from the action to be able to see it better and give a proper understanding. If you don't do that, there is a likelihood that you can become a transporter of rumors or in personal interest from one point to another. There you're not building your community. You should be able to interrogate all actors the same way. And the interrogation should be about what they are supposed to do by law. You can even interrogate them by the manifestos they've made. But I see most interviews by journalists with members of parliament bordering on propaganda, visibility. But we should be examining visibility for what purpose. It is not a fashion show, but it's about being seen. People have issues and expectations from those they have given power. You're watching them on behalf of the people. Don't be carried away by politics, but remain a watchman.
Finally,